what's going on world, what's going on Japan, what's going on gamers. So here we have here we have deleted footage that Ubisoft was going to launch before they had announced a delay, but they decided to not do it, and it was in IGN China, which is interesting, right? So there was an individual who had had it for a month, along with some other people, and they weren't sure if they could launch it or not. Jord had put his up. He may have been one of them, and he gave people the idea that it would be okay since he put it up, that everybody else could do it, and it's fine because obviously, he has a deep connection with Ubisoft. So what's interesting about this is that there's going to be some things that we know that were going to be made fun of when Ubisoft released it on their standpoint. But they allowed other people to do it anyways. They just didn't want it to be released anyways. So I wanted to react to Shoei Kondo's aspect. I knew about it before, but I just didn't get to it because I had other videos out, as y'all see on my channel. So now I'm going to do it now. There's some interesting things in here we're going to react along the way and get into. But he makes a very good statement at the beginning of the video, and I'm going to tell you why that's very important when we get to that, because it does matter when it comes to being double standard and being hypocritical. And I think Japan can agree big time, and so can the rest of the world, because it's out of control and it gets annoying. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Let me know what y'all think. Like, subscribe if you like it. Let's get into it.
This is crazy. So Yasuke's enemy? Before Ubisoft canceled Tokyo Game Show 2024, in IGN China, there was a video, but looks like they deleted immediately. But I found it. So let's watch together. I don't know why they're constantly providing some funny contents.
Yep, controversy of the year, Ubisoft.
Historically, in Assassin's Creed, we always favored visual quality and very large worlds. And now we feel we've reached a point with the current technology where we can do more dynamism without compromising.
Without compromising.
Without compromising. It means more objects, more details, and a more believable world.
Okay, just imagine Japanese made video game about historical event about Nigeria, and main protagonist is white European, okay? And Japanese developer is saying we kept historical accuracy and we cared about details without compromising. And you find out all enemies are black Nigerians and cultural inaccuracy in the video game. But they're still saying we really care about Nigerian people. Pretty ridiculous. Okay, so this yellow flower.
Did you see what he just said? Actually, he should have said a Japanese protagonist in Nigeria, slaughtering all of them like that and disrespecting their culture, and then putting the female protagonist as a white, whatever it would have been, right? Colonist or, witch doctor, whatever you want to think of, right? But it's not going to be anyone in their land. Could you imagine the crying? And definitely for people over here too, because that's all they do is cry. And then they come with the double standard stuff, right? Because we know how much blackwashing is going on. We know what happened with Japan. But just think about what he said, because it literally shows the insensitive aspect that is being used against the Japanese culture right now, of why that's wrong. That's not hard to see. If people can't see that, they have mental disorders, they're ignorant, or they just are, to me, dumb, because that makes 100% sense. Nobody would be happy about that in any point, period. And that's not hard to understand. That's quite clear. The example is sunlight clear. Because we just saw what went on with the Splatoon art recently, and how much stuff is going on in anime recently that's being politically blackwashed in anime. Just all the nonsense that's going on, and then how some people want to be insensitive to the subject of why Japan shouldn't be mad because the Japanese male is not included to represent his history. They're very prideful people, and why, they shouldn't be mad. It's like, what are you talking about? Look in the mirror before you ever say that, because you're the worst at it. So let's continue.
You can see from another trailer, but some people pointed out it's actually yellow iris. Yes, there's a yellow iris in Japan, but after Meiji era, it's officially selected as invasive species. So it's not Japanese indigenous. I feel like they're doing on purpose. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But, doing this make me think, yes. It looks like an old China. That's why. And I really like they putting some Asian aesthetics background.
Reached a point with the current technology
They're
where
trying to
we
do
can
their
more
best.
dynamism without compromising.
All right. Why do I need to
We've
stop
reached a
many
point with the
times?
current technology where
Here, this is a castle, right? And it looks like a town is located next to castle. So there's a called Jogamachi. Yes, there's a town, but next to castle, this area supposed to be bukeyashiki, big houses for samurai. So it shouldn't be like this. And why you are reeling this now? What's that? What's the season? And all
What the
outfit
hell
looks
is that?
weird. What's going on? So it
Oh,
really makes
man.
me think they really did some rough job, but there's okay to say you can learn history of Japan, even there's no Japanese in the team. It's super arrogant.
Yeah,
How many mistakes people find out
I
about this
agree
game?
with him.
The
Hey. Here. So this spot is called hafu. You see hafu for a lot of Japanese traditional buildings. I haven't seen any double half. I can tell AI would do this. AI would do this. So every single detail is pretty rough and feels like more China than Japan.
the setting
I've been telling people this, of course, because who's running the show? Tencent, right? I have to put this again in every single video. So for people who don't know about it, they're aware who Tencent is and who's the mastermind. As I show him multiple times because 46 billion net worth, pretty much. Chinese Communist Party, and they have the biggest stake in Ubisoft and the highest share, and they're about to buy them out. Maybe France is fighting for it.
is incredible because we have this world at
Incredible.
war, but then at the same time as this
So I think this is Azuchi Momoyama Castle.
war, we also have this incredible natural beauty of the world.
Natural beauty of the world. What's going on? Why there's a what is this fantasy like stuff? Like a Machu Picchu? And then there's a thunder. Hey, is this really Machu Picchu? If they put some dragon here and there's some giant sword around the rice place, I think I would love it. And then just say it's fantasy. Torii Gate again. Why they always put Torii Gate again?
We have this incredible natural beauty of the world. It's very inspiring and it just makes an environment that you can really get lost in.
Lost in many ways. What is what is this? What's the point? Why there's so many rocks there under the bridge? New gen world.
One of
This is moss, right? Why moss is waving? Okay, so this is kasa. This is kasa, the hat. I've watched a lot of jidaigeki and I've been in a lot of museums in Japan. I've never seen single kasa shaped like this. This company.
we did with Assassin's Creed
Oh,
Shadows.
hello,
is to push
Charles.
Our dynamic world.
According to him, you can learn history of Japan in this game.
We have a full season cycle, so each time you go to location, it can be in winter, it can be in spring. So every time you
How you can
go to
talk about the
location,
seasons
we
after
have
you mix a
full
lot of
season
seasons?
cycle, so each time you go to location, it can be in winter, it can be in spring. So every time you look at the world,
There's still some people who supporting this game. I really don't understand. I really want you to have think of others, like a compassionate. They're not Japanese and they're doing a lot of wrong stuff and they still saying you can learn history of Japan. Just think about it.
it can
Yeah, I agree with them because it's insulting because it's like, no, they're not. You're clearly lying to people. And there's a lot of people that are vulnerable to that because they don't know Japanese history. They can't see it the way that he sees it, or the way that, Dash Blue is putting it in front of people, or the way a lot of people from Japan see a lot of things, the way I see a lot of things. They come in with this ignorant mindset, or they're just gullible. They may be young. They may be in school. They don't know any better. They will not see all this stuff we're seeing whatsoever. And they'll be hypnotized and fooled by it and accept it and won't know any better. They don't have people to educate them. And there's people that don't want to hear it because they're obsessed with political identity, even if it's used in the wrong means by their own culture to disrespect another culture. They'll still want to support it because they see a certain political identity color. They're slow and they're highly ignorant. So what he's saying actually makes sense, but Ubisoft knows this and they were trying to use this to their advantage, but it didn't end up working on them because working on us and working on the majority of people in the gaming industry that are not ignorant and can see through that, and people who are being woke up from this type of stuff because of the political campaigning that is going on and all the stuff politics is going on in the world big time. So now it's heightened at the highest sense ever. So it happened at a time where they tried to do this and it just did not work in their favor, and that's good.
Be different. And it's
I mean,
on the way.
so far what they're saying is pretty normal. I mean, this is even like a Dreamcast. Shenmue was doing that. It's not special.
Great
Like
game.
20 years ago.
We knew that
Yu
we
Suzuki.
needed to improve the weather systems.
What?
As you progress in the game.
We knew that we
Matcha cup. And probably it's empty.
needed to improve the weather systems. So now we support it.
Wait.
We knew that we
Is that vitamins? Supplement?
needed to improve the weather systems. So now we support it. Very strong winds, different type of rains, and the environment is also affected.
You really need to add a
The
dragon.
level design approach, it's a bit different because you need to think about the setup.
I'm not gonna say anything, but
Because you need to think about the setup.
this is so funny, like emphasizing, hey, we have one Asian.
In different contexts. What if it's raining? What if it's winter? So
Oops.
how can we affect the gameplay? If you're going on the roofs, you can see like ice falling and creating noise. You can see a pond
That's pretty
completely
normal.
frozen, so you cannot hide inside.
It's not
So
special.
Things like that will
It-
shuffle.
Wait. Is that snow? Assassin's Creed 3 level
A
graphics.
pond that is completely frozen, so you cannot hide inside. So things like that will shuffle how you approach your setup.
So we have a new facial animation system based on 4D performance capture, and we also worked on a new hair strands system performance capture.
Something really annoys me is that in the beginning when we started complaining about this game, their response is like hateful towards Yasuke and Naoe, which is not true. But there's only one black person in this. It's only him. That's why I'm saying that Ubisoft is very hypocritical.
Yeah, he's out of place. They're using him for an agenda. Hey, he doesn't belong in there. Neither does that Chinese female. This is a Japanese game, right? Well, we're supposed to be a Japanese game based in Japanese territory. It was supposed to be, right? It's supposed to feel like a Japanese game, authentic, historically accurate. If you're going to do that, you need to have Japan involved. And there's supposed to be a Japanese male samurai, which they had, but they scrapped it. But we see that that's all gone. So, yeah, that's a correct statement.
This simulates every single hair strand independently. So what it means is that it brings the character animation closer to real acting.
Katana are known as to be the sharpest.
Are there some martial arts or sword professional or something? It doesn't look like it,
Katana are known to be the sharpest blade ever made.
right?
Katana are known to be the sharpest blade ever made by humankind. So this is why we've pushed
Bokki? What's going on? Bokki? No, right?
a lot our tech of being able to slice objects.
Hey,
So historically, destruction is very
so
difficult.
unnecessary. Why? Wait.
Blade ever made
Why every time Yasuke is
by
doing some
humankind. So this is
vandalism?
why we've pushed a lot our tech of being able to
Why?
slice objects.
Why are you doing this?
Difficult, but now also with
Pushed
This
a
is
lot our
crazy.
tech of being able
They know what they're doing.
So Yasuke is enemy? Oh, there's a
to
people.
slice objects.
so historically
Why?
destruction is very difficult.
If you don't understand, think Japanese company made a game in Nigeria and a white person is main character. Again, all developer team are Japanese. And hey, we made video game and then there's a trailer and they made the white protagonist the breaking some life and a house. What do you think?
Technologies like hardware tracing, we can have both destruction and a believable world at the same time. And it's very exciting.
also,
and have both destruction
Why
and
now is cutting bamboo with chain
believable
part?
world at the same time. And it's very exciting.
Who can
It's very exciting because as a player, they can use this to escape from an enemy, they can
Hey, vandalism.
So in my opinion, Shadows is the convergence
Oh, wait.
from being.
Stop saying about detail, look at anything. Like, maybe stop. Why blood is this way? Why blood is here? What kind of standard are you using?
The convergence of
How come that
ambitions
happened? Oh, empty cup.
we had for the brand from a technological point of view, but also from the gameplay experience. All this together.
Yasuke wear armors everywhere. Ghost of
Yeah.
Tsushima, Jin's wearing armors. Makes sense because it's war. No one mentioned that I personally really don't like Yasuke's hat. It's kinda ugly design.
All this together makes the world more believable and more grounded.
Explore feudal Japan. Stop saying that and then why there's a Tori gate again? Tori is entrance of shrine. I believe that part is shrine. I hope so. But I'm pretty sure it's probably not. Eh? They just talked they just talked about season, right?
You
This
can
is
see
Sakura
that.
tree.
I can see it
April.
right there.
I clearly see autumn there.
Yeah.
I started feeling a little scary now.
In
Shadow. Is this hairstyle? What is that? Don't say chonmage. Kwai. That's so scary. Okay, I think they want to do some chonmage. Chonmage is Japanese hairstyle at that time for samurai. This is avant-garde. Such avant-garde. And also this is Biwa, I think. How he's holding it. Biwa should be like here or side. Otherwise you can't hold it. Unless you have some magnet or something. This guy is wizard.
In Shadows, I wanted to let go of the player's hands a bit. So if I can reach high points, are less guided this time around. It just provides you
It looks like foreign ships. But where is it? Don't say it's Biwako, which is a lake.
less guided this time around. It just provides you with a way to look around the world and to find what's there. Outside of this, we wanted to really bring this idea of the war for information, so the players can use...
Wait. Who's this? Templar? Ah, Christian at that time, right?
That's
Maybe.
possible.
So the players can use their network. They can send scouts to look for specific objectives in specific locations.
Now they have two. What happened? And yeah, feels like a China. That's the things. I really think Chinese team is making this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
With the
laughing, but I'm
liberals.
serious. The way you use space and flat place.
Torigate.
Torigate again.
Yep.
Torigate again. So this is shrine? Doesn't look shrine at all. Oh my god, this game is really scary.
Letting the player move themselves, find themselves, put their eyes in the worlds, put them a lot more in the exploration mindset.
The way we do.
But you see, like, if you got the average person growing up today, or people who are easily victimized looking at this, that doesn't exist in their mind. They will never, ever see this. And when they see this, they just don't even know what to say about that. They'll still just go back to the way they want to see things and ignore it. So that's why we have to be very aggressive with the way we do things and keep at it so that we can set things right. Because that's what intelligent people are going to do. And be better leaders with the influence that we have.
World building is to make sure that I'm at point A, I want to go to point B, but the way to get there, there's going to be temptation to go and look out toward other objectives, so temples and shrines. That
I mean, most open map video games like that.
from a distance, or a path that leads you in a cave.
Wait.
The game is that leads you in a cave. The game is filled with mysteries to discover.
Early in the game, Nagato teach Naue, the famous Kujikuri. That's an activity that you can do where you can find different place in the world in mid-state. So those kind of activities that you can do where you can find different place in...
Naue? Is this Naue? Looks very different and I found crazy things. Why katana is floating? What is this?
Who can
And something I realized that Naoe is lefty or righty because katana is here, right? But another video, katana is here. I feel like they really, what do you call, like thin themselves out. They are really trying to do something that they don't have any ability to do that.
State. So those kind of activity are another way.
Vandalism again. And also,
so those kind
I think they don't know. In a samurai, when you shoot arrow, you don't do that to the front. It's mostly side.
of activity are another way to progress
The
and
technique.
gain skill, gain experience, and it's not only about fighting.
We always had in AC some sort of home base. In Shadows, we give you an acre of land, and we give you the possibility to build your hideout like you want it.
Actually,
that's
this
the way
system is
again of
interesting,
putting-
but this is a komainu, right? Don't put on the floor. It can't do. They really not depicting any Japanese athletics.
The player's adventure in full display to be able to see how they create life as they go in their adventure.
Journey ahead. Wait. Because everything, it is interesting. Every single scene has some point that they're doing wrong. This is obviously Sakura with autumn view, right? What's going on this company?
With Shadows,
Yeah.
we really wanted to create a world that was...
What? Is he holding sword?
We really
What? Why are you holding sword like that? Are you serious?
really wanted to create a world that was dynamic. As you play, you're not in control of the seasons, of the weather. It just happens. So this may change the way that you will approach your next mission, you know? So it's a little more organic in this way.
So that's really something that we tried to.
There's a deleted interview, but I can share here. Listen, if we were still back in this game, he clearly said, reason why they pick Yasuke as the main character is they wanted to have someone who can be their eyes, not Japanese.
Yeah, I remember
eyes.
that.
If
I covered
what
that.
he said is not racism, what's racism? If you don't understand what I'm saying, maybe apply my Nigerian method and think about it.
Not seeing the world always from.
Yeah. Because he's saying, imagine coming to Africa and saying, we're looking for a protagonist to represent a game in Africa who's not African. Yeah, that's not going to go well. Or we're coming to America and to the ghettos to represent a ghetto by somebody who isn't black. You know, it's like when you think about these type of statements, if you think that that's racist for you, then the same could be applied to anything else. That's just understanding it in an equal aspect. If you only want it to apply to you, then you're mentally retarded. So that's why I have to say that that's what people need to understand and say, you know what, if that happened to me, I need to learn how to feel how they would feel, because I wouldn't take that well, right? If you would or wouldn't, it just depends. But it's still trying to understand why certain people feel a certain way and why they would be angry or mad.
The same perspective. So any moment that you're living could be a little bit of a unique moment that only you could have seen. Any moment that you're living could be a little bit of a unique moment that only.
And this is Fuji, right? I don't know what to say in English. I forgot how
Yeah.
to say English. And I found someone here.
Wisteria.
This tree is too big, I think. Flower is so big. This game,
that only you could have seen.
yes, it's very unique. And as you know, it won't come November 15. Yeah, so this is that one. If you enjoyed the video or what they're doing,
Thanks as always, brother. But there you guys have it. Like, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. I was learning, because it's my first time seeing that, just like that, with you guys, on the way. So I was silent about certain things, but I knew what I needed to say at the beginning, midway, and to interject when I needed to. But yeah, like I said, let me know what y'all think. Comment. Always love to hear from y'all. And yeah, if any more stuff comes up, we'll get to it. Ubisoft stuff just never ends. Peace out, y'all.